Hello, everybody. My name is Christopher Scarmack, and I'm the current host of the Candid podcast. Today on the call, I have Brett Santos. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone. My name is Brett Santos. I am a current graduate student here at Kutztown University. I'm currently the graduate assistant also for the Office of New Student Orientation here on campus. I've been at Kutztown for about 6 years now. I did my undergraduate in communication studies, where I was also involved in orientation and worked as a tour guide. And then my graduate degree is in student affairs in higher ed.
You've definitely been here for a long time, Brett.
Yeah, no, it's been a while, and I've kind of stayed because I like it so much, and it's been hard to leave. But I will be graduating here coming up, so eventually I'll have to move on. But yeah, I've definitely liked it, and that's why I've kind of stuck around so long.
Are you excited to graduate?
I am, yeah. I mean, I'm ready for the next chapter. As great as Kutztown's been, and I know I'll probably be back one day, but I am ready to try something new and see what's next.
All right, the first question I have for you are, what were some perceptions you had about college, and did any of them actually happen?
Right, so I think there's a lot of things that people think college is going to be like going in, and it's really not like that. I kind of had this idea that coming into college, and it can be this way, and I'm not saying it shouldn't, but coming into college that it was just going to be very academic, and it was going to be focused on in the classroom and, get good grades, and that's what it's all about. But I think that to an extent is true, but also there's a whole other half of it when you think about the amount of time that you spend out of the classroom. And I think having that time and being able to meet people, spend time on your own, find out what you really love to do, kind of makes up for even half of what you get out of college. So I think, while obviously academics is very important, I think I had a perception that similar kind of to high school, is that's the only thing you're going for. And I think you get a lot more out of college than just academics. I also think I kind of had this idea that it was very similar to high school, just in the social aspect and the types of people around you. And I think that's really not the case at all, because when you come to a college campus, and I know all high schools are different, but when you come to college, it's a very diverse group of people, international students from different areas of the country, students from different areas even of your state that you might not have been to. So I think that mixture of people and just how they are and how you interact with people is also a lot different in a good way, that I've noticed since being in college.
One of the perceptions I've heard through my years is that professors will not help you, and they're generally mean. Did you ever experience that, or how was your interaction with professors?
Yeah, I understand that perception, and even just the idea of professionals in general, like people that work at a college. It might be intimidating, it might be scary, but with professors and staff, I've found that just in general, people are actually more than willing to help, and their whole job, they want to help you, and they almost are saying, please reach out to me because I'm here to help you, and if you don't tell me you need help, I won't be able to help you. So yeah, I found that and I know kind of the perception beforehand. To me, it was kind of like they're going to expect a lot from you, and they do, but I was thinking of it as a harsh, they need the most out of you, and if you don't give it, they're going to, say you're not doing well or you're going to fail. But it's not the case. They're there to help you. They obviously want you to pass and want to see you graduate. So yeah, I think I can agree with that. I think that that's kind of the case, but know that people do want to help you, and that's not how it is at all.
All right, my next question is, as a college student, were there any happy surprises you experienced?
That's a good question. I think, yes, there were a lot of them. I think one of them being, I didn't know what to expect, and I wasn't sure how I would enjoy life living in a residence hall as a freshman. And I thought, I'll do it for a year. I don't know if I'll love it or not, but that's what first year students do. They live in the residence hall. But I found from my experience living in the residence hall that I absolutely loved it. My favorite year of college was my freshman year by a long shot. Not that it got worse after that, but just because it was such a good year. And I honestly, like, still to this day miss living in a residence hall and miss living down the hall from all of my friends. And I think that was one of the pleasant surprises, was how much I really, really loved the residence hall. And also being in the area that you have a town attached. I thought, I'm getting the university, and the university is great, and the university looks nice. But I didn't realize that coming to Kutztown, I was also getting Kutztown, as in the town. And being able to go down to Main Street to walk around, to go to the Kutztown Strand, that's one of my favorite places to go to see movies, to go to all the restaurants down there, was kind of a pleasant surprise. And I was, definitely surprised how much time I spent in the town as opposed, and in addition to the campus.
All right, my next question is, what are the benefits of being involved?
So I think there's a lot of benefits of being involved. Obviously, for me, it's easy to say that because, as I mentioned, currently I'm in the Student Affairs program, and I wouldn't have known about that and wouldn't be in that unless I got involved in tour guides and orientation. So I think there's a ton of them. One of them is meeting people. You make a lot of friends being involved. I think the ability to just grow your professional skills and interpersonal skills is a great benefit. And just also, I think maybe the biggest one is enjoying your time in college and just liking what you're doing in your free time. And I think good involvement is what makes that. I urge all students to get involved, and I know you hear it so many times that, get involved, do this, do that, but it's very true. And I know they found that the more students get involved, the more they enjoy college, the more connectedness they have to their campus, the more even they stick around and stay for 4 years or 5 years or however long it takes them to graduate. So I would 100% recommend involvement.
So since you recommend involvement, I guess my question is, what made you decide to get involved?
That's a good question. So honestly, it was the people that surrounded me, because coming to college and before college in high school, I was not really involved. I didn't like involvement. I knew in college that I had to get involved a little bit, but it was honestly, I don't think I would have gotten as involved if it weren't for the people I surrounded myself with that said, hey, you should do this, or I'm going to do this, or I might try this. Do you want to try it too? And I mean that in a good way, as in they were doing good things, getting involved in good things, and I was like, yeah, why not? And it's a lot easier when you can pair up with a friend and do it than to do it on your own, because I know that can be intimidating for some people. So I would say, it's surrounding yourself with, at least for me, surrounding myself with a good circle that is motivated to get involved and wants to get good forms of involvement on campus. Not that there's bad forms of involvement, but when I say good, I mean very connected things like orientation, like becoming a campus tour guide, and other things like that, which kind of led into other things I did, and like I said, eventually my major. So that was the big one for me, but it's different for everyone, I think. So it really depends on the kind of person you are, but you do need to seek, I would recommend seeking those opportunities early on, connecting with people, and obviously surrounding yourself with a good circle too.
All right, my last question is, if you could give anyone advice about starting college at Kutztown, what would it be?
I would say, well, that's the first one, is to get involved early and often, but also talk to a lot of people early and often and meet a lot of people in those first couple weeks. Approach college as that balance. Obviously, academics is why you're here, but the social aspect is very important. So being able to meet people, make those connections, and not only get involved, but get involved at things in things that are gonna help you in the future. Things that maybe you can see yourself doing. I don't think you should do things just for resume purposes, but things that will end up, being quality on resumes. Take leadership roles too. Because that will allow you to grow some of those skills we talked about. And the biggest one is don't be afraid to ask questions, because like I said, there's so many people on campus that want to help you, that are willing to help you. So reach out to them, get your questions answered, because if you're confused and you can't figure something out, it'll become hard for you. So that's super important that you get all that taken care of.
All right, well, everybody, that's it for this podcast. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see you soon.